Hello. How is everyone doing tonight? I'm pretty excited about the information I'm going to be sharing tonight. It is much needed. There is so much confusion out there. And part of being a member of LifeWise is learning correct, truthful, and accurate information. And so that's what we're going to be sharing and disseminating tonight, trying to dispel some of the myths and craziness that I see out there. So let's give it just a few minutes here, 1 or 2 minutes for everyone to join me. Hello, Tim. How you doing? Got Diane there with you too. Jim Sellers, good to see you. Always love your comments, Jim, and your posts. Hello, Christy. Shona, how you doing? Shona, I was just reading one of your recent posts. Awesome, getting ready for this live. I kind of scanned through Facebook quickly. All right, Sylvia, how you doing, Sylvia? So much going on. There is so much going on. Man, we're almost about to top off a great month at LifeWise. I would like to say record-breaking, but it's close. It's not quite there yet. We'll see. It's not quite midnight yet either, so it's looking good. And it's mostly looking good because we went live with one of our new products today. My phone's blowing up. For those of you who don't know, if you're a partner, you should know this. But when anyone in your organization places an order, you get a little message on your phone if you have the settings set up to do that. And you can even choose how many levels down you want to go. I don't go too many levels down because then my phone would just be bugging me all day long, every minute of the day. But I've got it set to a few levels down, at least people that I know and things like that. And yeah, my phone's been blowing up. So if you didn't know, I'll make the quick announcement that you can now enter into your back offices or go to your website or share your website with friends and family, and they can order Lift. 60 servings of our 3-in-1 wonderful energy drink. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. If you want to learn about that, you'll have to go to last week's live. So either go to my Facebook page and scroll back a few to last week, or go to LifeWise's YouTube channel. Or it's also on the Hope Brokers Facebook page and whatnot. But look at my training on Lift. But today we're going to be discussing something, in my opinion, much more important than just any single product. We're going to be diffusing some myths out there about bioavailability enhancing technologies, or some people call them advanced delivery or advanced absorption technologies, because there is so much garbage out there, you guys. It's exhausting, and it's frustrating to a scientist. I mean, imagine, let me just give you an analogy. Imagine if you were riding a tricycle down the street and somebody complimented you on your wonderful car. You'd be like, this isn't a car, this is a tricycle. Or if you're riding a horse down a trail and somebody said, oh, what a beautiful mountain bike you have. Or, yes, along similar lines, anyway, you get the point. To a scientist, some of the stuff out there is just downright stupid and ludicrous. And so tonight we are going to be focusing on giving you wise, accurate, and truthful information on these different delivery technologies that are out there, and how you can use them and how you can't use them. And trust me, for you guys who are watching this and absorbing this information tonight, I hate to say this, but unfortunately, you're going to be more educated and smarter than even some scientists that I have, I'm going to say it that way, that I have had discussions with over the last few days. I literally just today was in a room with a supposed scientist. Of course, I didn't qualify what his background or anything was, but he had supposedly formulated tons of products that he claimed were liposomal, and we went through each one of these formulas and just picked them apart. He had formulas that didn't even have lipids, fats, in them, and yet was claiming liposomal. Lipo means fat. If you don't have a fat in your formula, you can't be liposomal. Anyway, it was ludicrous, and this guy was just so adamant that his formulas were liposomal, and they're not. Sorry, you can tell, like, if I had more hair, I would have pulled it out already today, having a conversation with a couple of people. But I don't have much hair, so there wasn't much to pull out, but that's how frustrating these conversations get. And then to see my own partners in LifeWise make comments about different types of delivery technology that are not factual, we are going to dispel all of those rumors and all of those myths tonight, and you will be wiser for listening tonight. And I hope that you all share this information, share, because that's the only way information gets disseminated, is by people learning correct principles and then sharing those correct principles. If you learn a lie and share a lie, you're just spreading rumors and lies, and we don't want to do that at LifeWise. That is not what we are about, all right? So, let's get going. At LifeWise, and throughout my entire career, I have chosen to focus on a variety of different bioavailability enhancing techniques. At LifeWise, what we call BET, or BET technology, all right? Other places have called them advanced delivery systems or advanced absorption enhancing systems. I trademarked a term a long time ago for enzymes, and I called it the ADT, or excuse me, not ADT, I called it the AES, Advanced or Enzyme Enhanced Delivery Systems. There are tons of different acronyms and words out there for it, but they all boil down to, sorry, my printer's going crazy right now. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully that's not disturbing you guys, but they all boil down to 5 or 6 different modern delivery techniques. If we were just to look at bioavailability enhancing technologies, you guys, they go back for thousands of years. Fermentation and or liquid, turning things from solid to liquid, is a form of advancements in delivery technologies, all right? Or using alcohol to extract certain nutrients is an advanced delivery technology. When I say advanced, I mean, I'm talking about 5000 BC, or when these things started coming about, right? Taking one step and improving it with another step. But if I'm looking at modern day advanced delivery technologies, I'm going to list just some of them. Some of these you might recognize, some you might not. But let's start with advances in fermentation. That's a type of advanced delivery technology. It involves using enzymes to speed up the digestion or fermentation process of an ingredient to help your body digest it and get more nutrients in your bloodstream. And yes, even though fermentation has been around for thousands of years, the advancements in fermentation recently, literally where we can adjust pH levels, where we can adjust temperatures and things on the spot, make these so effective for certain ingredients and nutrients, and we'll talk about that later. Nanotechnology. You guys have heard me talk about nanotechnology before and why that's important, how it can be used and whatnot. We'll train about that a little bit later. Solid lipid nanoparticles, we've talked about, that's a form of nanotechnology. Liposomes. Many of you are very familiar with liposomes. If you belonged to a liposomal based company in the past, they're out there. Excuse me. And it's getting to be quite common. And I've actually got some funny things I'm going to show you later that will just, yeah. If you were like me, I wanted to, again, turn around and pull my hair out and say, are these guys stupid or do they just not know? You know, and hopefully I can be a good Christian and give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they just don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they don't know. But I'm going to show you them because it's super comical. Micelle technology is another advanced form of bioavailability enhancing techniques. Vape pens. You guys all see vape pens out there. Guess what? That's an advanced delivery system too. Turning liquids into a vape air to ultra small moisture molecules and inhaling that through your lungs is a type of delivery mechanism. For some things, it's a good delivery mechanism. Like if you have asthma, chronic lung disorders, things like that, it's a wonderful delivery mechanism. But if you use crappy ingredients like nicotine and caffeine and things that your body wasn't made to inhale, then you can quickly harm yourself too. Actually, with almost any of these delivery systems, if you use them the wrong way, it could actually cause harm. Nasal infusions. A lot of us have seen nasal misting and things like that recently. Transdermal patches is another delivery mechanism which is gaining some ground. And subcutaneous injections, what's called sub-Q injections. Of course, taking molecules and injecting them directly into your skin via a syringe has been around for, well, since syringes, 180 years, something like that, coming up on 200 years in regular use. But again, the molecules that we're putting inside of those injections now, it can also be construed as an advanced delivery technology or bioavailability enhancing technology. There's so many. There's many, many different types of technologies out there. And why are there so many? Why do we keep inventing new technologies? The answer is simple. And guys, this answer I need you to write down. I need you to remember because it's crucial to what we're going to be talking about here in the next 20 minutes. You must match the delivery technology with the molecule. You get that? You must match the delivery technology with the molecule or the nutrient. In other words, let me give you an example. Could I take an orange and create a nano orange? No, it wouldn't be an orange anymore, right? An orange is like this big and it grows on trees and it's got lots of different molecules inside of it. And I can't nano-size the entire orange. I would have to select one molecule from that orange to use it for nano delivery or nanotechnology. You just can't turn a food into a nanoparticle. If I could do that, I could turn myself into a nanoparticle. And then if you really want to get like into physics, time and space would be irrelevant to me if I was a nanoparticle. I could literally pass through walls and pass through solid objects because I am smaller than even the molecules that bind those molecules together to make a wall, like the wood, the cellulose, and everything inside that wood. I would be smaller and I could pass right through it. But I can't because I'm a human being that's got lots of different ingredients inside of me, and you can't do that. Same with an orange. You can't make an orange or a mushroom into a liposome because it's not a molecule. Again, it's thousands of molecules. And yet, check out what I found online today. This wonderful company, Symbiotica, claims that they have liposomal mushrooms. Guys, think about that. You're taking a mushroom, a fungi, and you're telling me that you can wrap a lipid membrane around a mushroom? Like, how big would that be? And even if we're talking megamicrons, thousands of microns, it's still too big to be put into a liposome. Look, here's another one. I'm gonna laugh at this company too. Ha 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 ha. Check it out. Liposomal mushroom. These are all on Amazon, by the way. You can check them out and laugh with me. This guy's $60 for liposomal mushrooms. And guess what? When you look at the ingredients, I should read these ingredients too. There's not 1 ounce of lipids in this formula. In fact, it's in a base of glycerin. Glycerin's not a fat. So where's the lipid for the liposome? It's crazy. This one cracks me up too. This is also on Amazon. Nano joint. And look at the ingredients that they're bragging about. We make nano ginger and nano boswellia and nano, what else I got in here? Nano grape seed. Sorry, has anybody ever seen grape seeds? Right? Can you take a grape seed and make it nano? Like, make it so, no, because cellulose, just the fiber in the grapeseed, is not a nanomolecule. You can't do it. Can't do it. Now, grapeseed extract, for example, it's actually called OPCs, or oligomer proanthocyanidins. So anthocyanidins could be turned into a nanomolecule, but that's not, it doesn't say grapeseed extract down here. It says grapeseed. And it doesn't say like ginger root extract, because there are certain phytochemicals that you can extract out of ginger, and then you could take those phytochemicals and turn them into a liposome or a nanomolecule. But this just says ginger root. So can you imagine taking a whole ginger root and trying to make that into a nanoparticle? I can't even understand the mechanism of action and how you could do that. It just goes to show you, again, these guys know crap about delivery technologies. What they're doing is they're following buzzwords that they hear other scientists talk about. And they think if they just slap that on their label, it's going to sell better. And they can get more money for it. Like this nano joints, $56. These guys haven't figured out that you can get more for calling something liposome, because they're selling theirs for $18. Why not just buy a mushroom complex for $18? I don't know. These guys have figured it out because they're selling it for $60. Same thing, same mushrooms, one's $18, one's $60. Both are crap, okay? Anyway, so don't always just buy something because it's more expensive, guys. Let me give you another funny analogy. How about taking phytochemicals and claiming that you have enzyme delivery? Now, this might be more difficult to understand for some of you, but let's first talk about what an enzyme is. An enzyme, a digestive enzyme, typically consists of proteolytic enzymes, so protein digestive enzymes, lipid or lipase digestive enzymes, carbohydrate digestive enzymes, what we call sugar digestive enzymes. So for example, protease, lipase, cellulase, amylase, lactase is an enzyme that breaks down lactose. Maltase is an enzyme that breaks down malt sugars. Invertase breaks down like sucrose, like the white sugars, things like that. When I say breaks down, that's what enzymes do. They break them down, begin the fermentation process. And some people take these as straight digestive enzymes with their food because it's a form of advanced delivery technology. It digests the food for you, unlocking the nutrients in the food so that they're more bioavailable to the body. That's food and unlocking the nutrients. So imagine some companies who use enzyme delivery for nutrients that have already been unlocked, like putting an enzyme, combining that with curcumin, for example. Curcumin is a phytochemical from turmeric. Now, if you had turmeric root and you wanted to unlock the curcumin, then use a digestive enzyme blend made up mostly of cellulase to break down the fiber in the root, and maybe some sugar digestive enzymes, carbohydrate digestive enzymes, and then unlocking the actual protein molecule, you would want specific proteases. Now I'm talking like formulator language for you, but either way, I would use an enzyme blend for turmeric root, but I would never use an enzyme blend for a pure curcumin that has already been extracted from the turmeric root. If I had straight curcumin, that's when I would be thinking, okay, curcumin is very difficult for your body to assimilate because it's a large molecule. So I want to make that molecule smaller. So how can I do that? Or I want to make that molecule survive the digestive system because curcumin is also quite sensitive in acidic levels of your stomach. So I'm going to encapsulate that in a fat bubble, a liposome, and make that curcumin more easily, readily bioavailable for the body to recognize and absorb. Because the body doesn't like just straight curcumin. You can find that out, by the way, by eating a lot of Indian food, yellow curries, which are high in turmeric root that have been cooking for a long time. So the curcumin starts coming out and gives you those beautiful yellow colors that you see in yellow curries. Eat a whole bunch of that, and then, not to get crude, but look at your poop the next day. It's like yellow. Why is it yellow? Because all the curcumin came out. Because your body has a difficult time absorbing that. So making curcumin more bioavailable has been on the minds of scientists for a long time. And now we've got great delivery technologies for curcumin. So I hope you guys are kind of catching on. You can't turn a food into a nanoparticle. You can't take an extract and combine it with enzymes because it's already extracted from the food. So match the delivery system with the nutrient. That is so key to understanding bioavailability enhancing technologies. I'm going to explain how we use some of that. So let's talk about nanotechnology for a little bit. If I have an ingredient like curcumin that when you look at through a microscope, it's clusters of these little yellow molecules called curcuminoids. And they tend to cluster together, which gives it that nice like yellow pigment, and sometimes they're green pigments and things like that. But they're all clustered together, which makes it a very large particle. In fact, it's typically over 6 microns, which any nutrient has to be under 6 microns in order to hit the microvilli of your small intestines and be absorbed in the bloodstream. If it's not lower than 6 microns, it'll pass right through your body. And so there are many technologies out there, not many, there's a few technologies out there that can take these curcuminoids and break apart the molecules. That's one step. You can use sonication. Sonication are shooting sound waves at them. They literally have these little titanium forks that when you put the liquid curcumin blend in there, it vibrates so fast it creates sound. It's a sound fork, and it shoots out sound waves and shatters the molecule. It's really cool. There's also a technology called microfluidics, which at super high pressure shoves these molecules into specific chambers or spaces that then shatter the molecules. So it's actually quite easy to make a nanomolecule out of larger molecules. The real problem comes in retaining the nano size, because every molecule, we learned like in 8th grade chemistry that there's positive and negative charges, right? Ions that kind of circulate around, and that opposites attract. When you split a molecule, the positive ions and negative ions are going to want to cluster together again. And so as a formulator, creating the nanoparticle is easy, but making a formula that stays nano is difficult. That's where surfactants, like think of soap. When you put soap on your hands, they slide easy, right? And the oil on your fingers slides off of your fingers easy. Soap is a surfactant. It makes bubbles, right? And there are natural surfactants that we can coat the nanomolecules with that negate their ionic charges. So they no longer express a positive or ion charge because they're coated in soap, in natural soap. And so they're not attracted to each other anymore, and they can stay suspended. So that's part of a formulator's job, is to, so again, when you see something that says it's nano, and you look at the ingredients and there's no natural surfactants, that's a crappy formulator. This product only probably stays nano if it ever was nano, which it isn't because it's a whole bunch of foods. But if they were successful in creating a nanomolecule, it would probably stay nano for like 5 seconds. And then it would cluster together again if you didn't have the right surfactants. So I'm maybe going too deep for all of you guys, but I want you just to be aware that, man, like 98% of the stuff you see out on the market is typically not liposomal. If it's liposomal, look for the lipids, look for the fats. And it's typically like 2 or 3 times more fat. So a fat should be the first ingredient. So if I saw a liposomal mushroom and it had 2,000 milligrams of mushrooms in it, there should be at least 6,000 milligrams of fat in there to encapsulate all of the mushrooms. Got it? And it would have surfactants to keep the liposomes suspended so that they don't cluster together again. And anyway, there's just lots of things you got to look for in a formula. But the basics are liposomes should have fat because that's what a lipo means. It means fat. Nanotechnology should have certain natural surfactants in the formula. So I'm going to go over some examples. We use nanotechnology quite a bit in LifeWise. In fact, the whole cool thing about the oral dissolvable strips, and by the way, you want to use nanotechnology for speed of delivery because you want that molecule to get right in your bloodstream as fast as possible. You don't even want it to get in the digestive system. And a true nanomolecule, you guys, I don't care if you put it on the top of your head or stuck it in your eye, put it in your ear, put it on your skin. A true nanomolecule is going to get in the bloodstream because, by the way, nanomolecules pass right through your skin. Nanomolecules especially pass right through the buccal lining of your mouth and get into your bloodstream quickly, in fact, in 2 to 3 minutes. So we use nanomolecules and nano delivery in Radiance, Clarity, Dream, and Shield. All of our oral strips contain nanotechnology. Liposome technology is great for lipids, and I talked about curcumin being a lipid soluble or fat soluble. So is boswellic acid. Okay, not boswellia, not the resin from the tree. We extract the boswellic acids. I've done this training before. I've talked about how we have a special patented extraction process to get the AKBA, the different types of boswellic acids out, put those into a molecule, and then we wrap those in a liposome and put them in Restore. So Restore is liposomal delivery because curcumin and boswellic acids are beautiful molecules to use for liposomal delivery. It's a perfect delivery mechanism for those molecules. Now, when it comes to foods, you can't nanosize a banana. You can't liposome a banana. There are some companies that just focus on liposomal delivery, and I've had people ask me, well, is the one liposomal? If it's not, it sucks. I'm like, the one is a food, you guys. It's food. Imagine trying to make a liposome out of a cucumber, that perfect food that God created that can hydrate your body and everything, and you want to wrap that in a fat bubble to make it harder to digest? How stupid is that, No, the one is food. So in order to make it more easily bioavailable, we put enzymes in the one. Because again, food is made up of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. So we put protein, fat, and carbohydrate digestive enzymes in the one at huge quantities to break it down quickly so that people with gastric bypass can use the one easily. People with celiac or hard to digest issues, any type of GI tract issues, you're going to love the one because you're going to get the nutrients from it because the enzymes digest it for you. That's why it's a form of bioavailability enhancing technology. So again, you have to match the molecule with the delivery technology. You just can't be a nano company or a liposomal company or an enzyme company. And if you are, you have backed yourself into this corner of only being able to produce certain products. At LifeWise, we are wise, and we don't do that. In fact, we are already looking at different advanced technologies, especially in the form of like patches. We are looking at nasal diffusion technologies. We're studying lots of different bioavailability enhancing technologies because there is more out there and there is cool stuff out there, but we will always match the molecule with the delivery technology. And that's my promise to you, that we will continue focusing on the science and on our delivery technologies. And when you see that little BET, let me see, where's my, I don't have, oh wait, maybe I've got it right here. Does this have the BET technology on it, a symbol? Oh, it does, but it's way too small to show you. Anyway, look at these little quality symbols down there, and when you see cool things like this, it's gonna say BET or bioavailability enhancing technology on the product, that means that we've already done the research and we've already matched the technology with the molecule, so you don't have to think about that. But for all of you people out there who ask me questions, hey, is the one liposomal? Nope, the one is enzyme delivery. Hey, is Restore nanotechnology? No, it's liposomal. Hey, what's in the shield? Why does it work so fast? Or why does Dream work so fast? That's a nanotechnology. So you can better educate yourselves on why we use these various technologies. And it will also help you point out the snakes and the wolves out there that are trying to steal your money and market something that isn't what it says to be. So thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you learned a little bit. And of course, always feel free to ask me questions. You can message me on Facebook. You can leave messages on the Hope Brokers. Call the corporate office. They won't plug you into me because I live in Salt Lake City and the corporate office is in Hardy, Arkansas. But they can pass the question on to me, which I get, emails quite often. So first and foremost, talk to the person that showed you this video because they might have the answer because they've watched enough of my trainings. And if they don't have an answer, then please feel free to find me. So once again, thank you tonight. Hope you all have a good evening and see you next Tuesday in the lab with Dr. Tracy Gibbs, Chief Science Officer at LifeWise. Bye.